What if the structure of your mind follows the same laws as the movement of the stars? What if the smallest atom and the largest galaxy are reflections of the same underlying pattern? For thousands of years, philosophers and mystics have claimed that reality is not chaotic, but ordered, mirrored, and deeply interconnected. One ancient principle summarizes this idea in a single sentence: as above, so below. As below, so above. Today, we explore the second law of the Kybalion, the law of correspondence, and ask a simple but unsettling question. What if the universe is constantly showing us the same truth, just at different scales? The Kybalion is a philosophical text published in 1908, attributed to the three initiates. It summarizes ancient Hermetic teachings, traditions traced back to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure associated with wisdom, alchemy, and early metaphysics. The Kybalion outlines 7 universal principles, not as religious dogma, but as observational laws, mental frameworks meant to explain how reality behaves. The second of these principles is known as the law of correspondence. It does not claim supernatural control over reality. Instead, it proposes that patterns repeat across different levels of existence: physical, mental, and spiritual. The Kybalion defines the law of correspondence as follows: as above, so below; as below, so above; as within, so without; as without, so within. At its core, this law suggests that what happens on one level of reality reflects what happens on another. Large systems and small systems follow similar structural rules. Inner states often mirror outer circumstances, and vice versa. This is not presented as metaphor alone, but as a principle of analogy. Understanding one layer of reality may help us understand another. Long before modern science, Hermetic thinkers observed something remarkable: nature repeats itself. Today, science confirms many of these observations. Consider fractals, patterns that repeat themselves at different scales. A tree resembles its branches, and the branches resemble veins in a leaf. In astronomy, we see spiral galaxies whose shapes closely resemble hurricanes, water vortices, and even the structure of certain atomic models. On a biological level, blood vessels resemble river systems. Neural networks resemble cosmic filaments. The human lung mirrors branching patterns found throughout nature. The law of correspondence does not claim these similarities are mystical causes, but structural echoes. Different scales, same patterns. Hermetic philosophy extends correspondence beyond the physical. It suggests a relationship between inner mental states and outer experiences. For example, persistent fear often corresponds with chaotic external circumstances. Orderly thinking often aligns with structured environments. Emotional patterns tend to repeat until they are consciously examined. Modern psychology echoes this idea through concepts like cognitive schemas, projection behavioral feedback loops. The principle does not imply blame or magical thinking. It suggests awareness. By understanding internal patterns, one may better understand the external world and recognize recurring cycles rather than feeling trapped by them. One of the oldest expressions of the law of correspondence is the idea of the microcosm and the macrocosm. The human being as a small universe. The universe as a reflection of the same laws operating within us. Ancient cultures saw this in astrology as symbolic correspondence, not fate. Alchemy as inner transformation mirrored by outer processes. Sacred architecture designed to reflect cosmic order, whether taken symbolically or philosophically. The idea remains consistent. To understand the greater system, study the smaller one. To understand the small, observe the greater. It's important to be precise. The law of correspondence does not state that thoughts instantly create reality. Humans control the universe. Everything is a literal mirror. Instead, it proposes that reality is patterned, not random. It is a tool for interpretation, not superstition, a lens, not a promise. Misunderstanding this law leads to oversimplification. Understanding it leads to humility and curiosity. If patterns repeat across nature, mind, and cosmos, what level of reality are we currently unable to perceive? Are human thoughts shaped by the universe, Or is the universe shaped by the same principles that shape thought? And if as above, so below is true, then what might our inner world be quietly revealing about the larger reality we are part of? Perhaps the universe is not speaking in words, but in patterns, waiting to be recognized.